What is good, YouTube? It's Atum Ray El Bay, and today we coming live to y'all with a video about the Archons, as well as why you are always under constant attack. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm about to spin that intro. All right, y'all. So what we here to talk to y'all about is your spiritual warfare and the Archons, right? We all know that every day it's a daily struggle for the balance of your own spirit. Like, that's the whole point of this experience, is to find balance in between your chakras. But I'm here to talk to y'all about parasitic entities and how they actually affect us while we're on the spiritual journey, and what's going on a universal level, on a mass consciousness scale, on how we are actually defeating these beings. Now, a lot of y'all may know these beings from various different civilizations, right? In the Bible, you would say that the Archons are like a conglomerate. Like, the Archons, literally, Satan is the conglomerate of the Archons, right? Satan pretty much embodies the Archons. So what are these Archons? These Archons are entities that exist between the first and the fifth dimensions. I'm sorry, the first and the sixth dimensions. Now, I'm about to show y'all something here, okay? We have 7 chakras, and we actually perceive this reality through the vibratory frequency of each one of these chakras, okay? This actually goes out into the universe. This is what this infinite flower looks like. This flower, this code right here, will continue to create and connect with other beings emitting these same frequencies, right? Each chakra controls a specific aspect of your reality. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let me show you this. All right, what we have here, hold on, there was actually a better one, I thought. Boom, right here. Okay, so what we have here is the 12 chakra vortex. Most people know it about 7, but we actually have 12. The reason we're here is to experience in between the 7. Beyond the 7 are portals that allow you to access beyond time and space. Okay, you see, you got the root chakra here, you got the sacral chakra, you got the navel chakra, you got the solar plexus chakra, which I feel like the navel and the solar plexus is the same thing. So you got root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and above that you got the soul star and the stellar stargate. What we're talking about beyond this is outside of this dimension, outside of this realm of existence. We are right now existing within the lower realms of what our ancestors, who were at an ascended level, the ones who built these pyramids, okay, the ones, our ancestors, okay, the ones who built these pyramids with, you know, undisclosed technology. We know that it's all vibratory frequency controlled. The biggest and most giant pyramids of the world were actually built by our people, and including the ones in Egypt. You feel what I'm saying? Including the ones in Egypt. Now, the thing that I want to tell y'all is this, is that our ancestors have been dealing with these beings since the beginning of time, okay? Like I said, these Archons exist between the sixth and the first dimension, where our souls, right? We're mind, body, and spirit. Our actual spirits, okay, give off an aura, and this aura is depending on what the vibratory frequency of that is. That's going to determine what our spirit is connected to on an emotional an emotional energetic vibratory frequency, right? Now, our ancestors have been dealing with these people for the past 6,000 years. I don't even want to say people, I'd like to say entities, okay? I know y'all probably like, damn, is this like a reptilian? Like, I'm gonna get to it, y'all, right? So you have the reptilians, which live in the realms of existence, where they can manifest their spirits inside of these host bodies. You feel what I'm saying? They can shift their vibratory frequency to be able to shift into humanoid form, right? Now, the Archons are entities that don't take the form and shape of bodies. They totally manipulate through the subconscious mind on anybody that is vibrating out of balance with any of these 7 chakras. They're susceptible, right? Because the subconscious mind is directly connected to your chakra system, and your chakra system is directly connected to the spiritual realm. If you look at this like it's a chakra, it's also a portal. Each one of your chakras is a portal that connects directly to an aspect of the encodings of this reality, the encodings of this universe, because only we are able to perceive and create this universe. So they have to dwell within the code, because they can't actually create the manifestation of this reality, because they don't have a mind, body, spirit with a whole chakra system. All right. Now, this is the thing. These entities literally play within your subconscious mind, capitalizing on emotional traumas. They literally feed off of you by entering through the solar plexus chakra. Let me show y'all this right quick. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this picture. It was let me show you right here. Boom, right here. Okay. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this before. The Matrix, right? Where they take Neo and they sit him down. The Matrix is like a spiritual documentary, like real talk. It's not even a fucking science fiction movie. The Matrix is a spiritual documentary. But anyways, look at the symbolism behind this. This entity, right? If y'all can see this right here. This entity right here was put inside of his solar plexus, right? And from there, and where did it enter into the solar plexus? This actually happened in a dream. And then he woke up and was like, grabbing his stomach and stuff, trying to figure out like if it happened or not. Well, what I'm here to tell you is that the dream realm, like I said before, those are portals, right? Within the dream realm, in the astral realm, and your chakras are directly connected to that. Okay? You have a skeleton, a physical skeleton, and you have a spiritual skeleton, which is the chakras. Now, the solar plexus is responsible for everything connected directly to the ego. Okay, so if I go here and let y'all see this, right? The solar plexus right here. There was a different one that I had. Boom, right here. Okay, let's look at the solar plexus, right? The functions. It gives you strength, the power of ego, self-esteem. Okay, now this is the thing. You have to have an ego in order to perceive this reality. So these beings cannot exist unless they have a host which has an ego. Now, with our egos being out of balance, we can get stuck in these lower realms, right? That's why the Egyptians said that if your heart doesn't weigh as a feather, right? If your heart isn't weighed lighter than a feather, okay, in the trials of Anubis, then you'll be consumed by this reptilian that you see here. Now, the thing is the Archons, all right, there's certain species in existence that allow the Archons to infiltrate them easily because they have a similar agenda. The reptilians, they operate on a lower vibrational frequency, so all they want to do is consume and conquer and kill. So that goes along with the agenda of these entities. Y'all got to understand that you are a multi-dimensional being. We are all multi-dimensional beings, but there's levels to it. Us on the spiritual level, we're like one big collective, and these Archons, along with these reptilians, are like parasites sucking off of the negative energy that's coming off of the school. This is a spiritual learning center, right, for our spiritual ascension, because the ultimate goal is to bring balance and connect the polarities versus having duality between them, because that's where the negative experiences come from. The thing is that in order for us to experience this reality, we have to have negative experiences. That's what propels us forward, because you can't experience one without the other. So if it was all good. Now, what happens is during our ascension process, okay, these entities will infiltrate us while we're in these lower states, making ourselves spiritually vulnerable. So having traumas from childhood, having too much greed, worrying about your survival. All of these are directly connected to your chakras, like we were saying before. If you're having issues with the root chakra, you're most likely dealing with financial issues. If you're having issues with the sacral chakra, you're most likely dealing with sexual issues. If you're having issues with the solar plexus chakra, you're having issues with ego and personality. You're having issues with the heart chakra, that's about love. You're having issues with the throat chakra, that is all about the control of expressing yourself. If you're having issues with the third eye chakra, then you're having a hard time balancing the vision between physical and spiritual, right? Because that's what the third eye is for. The third eye is there to allow you to see beyond physicality. And if you're having issues with the crown chakra, then you're having an issue tapping into your ancestors, which is having a connection with your DNA. Now, we're going to get into all of that in future videos, but today I'm here to talk about the spiritual warfare. Now, here's the thing. When you're out of balance, like I was showing you before, you're able to be infiltrated by these archons on a spiritual level. Remember that scene? It was actually a dream. He woke up. It was a dream, right? The dream realm is the spiritual realm, right? Because these are our portals to our experience. This is the code. The subconscious mind is the inner backing, the inner code that which manifests this physical reality. As above, so below, so within, so without. What I mean by that is anything that's going on within your subconscious mind, any traumas that you have, those are going to be embedded within your chakras. Now, these entities will play on these traumas and attach to the chakra in order to feed off of the negative emotion that comes from you, your spirit, your soul. It comes from your aura. Okay? Now, ultimately, we're supposed to balance all of these and be able to ascend through these stargates right here above, right, which allows us to detach from the whole duality and continue our ascension. The Archons have been around for like thousands and thousands of years, but they use other entities like the reptilians and the Greys, who control this reality through genetically modified people, the only people on the planet that literally burn in the sun. You feel what I'm saying? The unnatural beings to this planet, to this reality. They appear as those individuals, and they were created for the sole purpose of a higher species to manipulate them to have control over us. All right. Now, here's also another depiction. Okay. The root chakra is the base. The sacral chakra is your creation. Right. Now, with all these things being said, a lot of y'all experience certain things in your life and wonder why repeated life cycles happen over and over. It's because you have a parasitic attachment, and a lot of times that parasitic attachment won't allow you to see how to break the cycle, because the cycle becomes infinite. Just as if you are holding on to traumas and it's time for you to go weigh the heart up against the feather. Once your physical body dies, you're still attaching on to all of these things, these traumas of the life, which therefore weigh your spirit down. It's not vibrate high enough to ascend, so you get consumed once again. Right? So the whole process is to stop. Now, the thing is that we're coming into a new age here. And this new age is called the age of Aquarius. When we're coming out of the age of the Pisces, the age of Aquarius has allowed us to have higher levels of spiritual awareness on a mass scale. So the mass consciousness is shifting. The sun is also shifting. As the sun shifts, we're able to access more parts of our DNA. As above, so below. Yes, the solar system is inside of you as well as outside of you. Actually, outside of you is a reflection of what's going on internally, because each one of the planets can be related directly to one of these chakras. Like the solar plexus chakra is related directly to the sun, right? Like your moon is directly related to your emotions. Your root chakra is directly related to Mars, which is about war. Your throat chakra is directly related to Mercury, which is about communication. You see? Now, we're going into something called the sixth sun. Our ancestors from the Aztecs, right? They had this calendar, and this calendar has been accurate for all of the eclipses. Now, what I'm here to tell y'all is that in our history, I don't want to say history, but in the ancient knowledge, our ancestors actually left behind telling us how the sun would actually change frequencies in order to counter what has taken place, to rid this reality of these parasitic entities. Because believe it or not, everybody's under some type of possession. Just like, you know how you get too emotional and you kind of stop being yourself? Like, some people get drunk, some people do drugs and meth. They have these entities on them because they're vibrating at a level to where this entity can fully take control of them versus just sit back and feed. The entity will start actually creating situations to where it can feed and have a feast frenzy. Right? So a lot of the things you're experiencing within your life that seem like repeated life cycles of emotional trauma, fucked up relationships, messed up money situations, betrayal, right? Not being able to speak up, depression, anxiety. These are all symptoms of these parasitic attachments called the Archons. Okay? Now, the thing is to bring balance. At ashleysgrounding.com, what we do is we tap into what is our lineage, what is rightful in our DNA. And what I've realized is that the sun is the reflection of what's going on internally. And internally, we are all raising our vibratory frequency on an atomic level, on a molecular level, on a spiritual level, on an esoteric level, like all around in all aspects. As we continue to raise in consciousness, these entities can no longer fuck with you because you'll be ascending beyond these first and sixth dimensions. Now, if you're not doing the inner work, the shadow work, what some people call it, then these entities can remain attached to you and continue to cause repeated life cycles and continue to keep you stuck within this realm. This is why the meditation is important. Because, let me show you what I mean. I thought I brought that picture up. Alright. Well, let me show you. So, the importance of meditation is to raise this energy called the Kundalini. Okay? And what happens is you're able to use the breath to manipulate your chakras along with various hand symbols. Okay? These different hand symbols allow you to channel energy into each one of your chakras and bring balance to it. It raises the vibratory frequency, affecting you on the subconscious spiritual level by using certain breath techniques that I teach. If you want to book a class with me or a course with me, what we can do is get on camera and I'll show you how to use the techniques. Like, for example, like breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth pertains to the emotional aspect of the chakra. Okay? Now, once you book a session, you can either do 7 courses, 7 sessions with me. We'll go through each chakra, or you can just do one and I'll show you. But go to ashleysgrounding.com to go ahead and book that. Now, here's the thing. In your astrology chart, it shows you the adversities that you will have to overcome within life. And a lot of them are not financial. But finance is a big part of it. Because finance is directly related to your root chakra, which relates to like the type of worries that you'll have about sustaining yourself within this life. Now, each one of these houses, there's 12 houses in total. Each one represents an aspect of your life. Now, depending on how yours is, you see that you can have 2 different signs in each house. Each sign pretty much lays the template for the experiences that you're gonna have within this life. And each planet puts a minute detail on it, or a significant detail, in order to like build a structure of experiences on top of that, right? So like the 4th house determines the type of experiences you had as a child and the connection that you have with your mother. The 5th house is your gifts that you bring in with you from your past life. The 6th house is what you use to determine the type of obstacles and adversities you're going to have to overcome in life. And the 7th house is about love. I mean, it keeps going around. I'm not about to do an astrology 101 here. But what I did want to tell y'all is that I do astrology readings. So you should book that if you're kind of unquite sure, like you just at this awakening stage and you're like, damn, like where do I go from here? Because there's a lot of things that you can do. The first thing you need to do is heal You get what I'm saying? In order to heal, you got to understand why you're in the position that you're in. And my whole point of astrology is that, remember, the stars are just a reflection of what's going on internally. So when I'm looking at your astrology chart, I'm directly looking into your DNA and understanding everything about you on a spiritual level that has manifested into physical experiences within this lifetime of yours. And that's what we're talking about here with astrology. These archons play on these different types of energy, so I can show you your weak spots that you can heal and work on. Because the true science is done, the true alchemy is done within the meditation, because we're able to alter our states of consciousness through the breath. And by us being able to do that, we're taking back control of the subconscious mind. Because what mainstream science wants you to think is that the subconscious mind is something that you don't have any control over. But they just want to dumb us down because it was an ancient science, right? It was the ancient science to be able to control our subconscious mind, the spiritual aspect of ourselves. Now, this is a depiction right here of what these entities look like if you're able to see them with your third eye. I can attest to this because I've been into my own subconscious universe. I've been able to see what these beings actually look like. There's nothing pretty, and most of us have had multiple. So I'm here to teach y'all how to do your own exorcism per se, because most people are possessed and don't even realize it because they're vibrating at such a low vibratory frequency. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Eventually we'll get to activating the Merkaba, your spirit light body, once you get the balance of your chakras and show you how to travel through multiple dimensions. Because remember, I was telling you that beyond the seventh house, beyond the seventh chakra are the portals, are the stargates, and you need a vehicle for your spirit. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. Y'all stay tuned. Check out the next video, y'all. It's gonna be fire. Don't forget to go to ashleysgrounded.com to learn more about your astrology chart, or book a meditation session with me so we can start this healing process. I'm talking about ancient meditation techniques that was passed down to me by my ancestors, and I ain't just cap. Also check out my Facebook, Atumre El Bay. I'll go ahead and put it in the description, and y'all will definitely enjoy some of the posts that I have there. But until then, I'll see y'all later. We out.